Hey guys, what I'm about to do now is make my very first reaction video. Let's see how this thing goes. I'm going to be watching the third trailer for the new Russian movie Guardians. I've seen one of the other trailers before. Some guy looks like the Winter Soldier. He's got these two swords on his back, and they're really, really curved. Like they look nice, but they'd be like the least effective weapons ever. Anyway, few people telling me, some of my buddies telling me that this is supposed to be like the definitive trailer, and it's so much better than the other ones. Okay. The guy was using swords in the desert. Maybe they'll re-show that scene again. All right, here we go. Trailer 3 for the Russian movie The Guardians. There he is, Winter Soldier, baby.
I have 2 weeks to search all of the former Soviet Union for the superhumans that can stop a supervillain.
English.
Exactly right. These people are our only
Here's
hope.
your subtitles.
What's the name of the mission?
Guardian.
Yeah, looks like Crashing Tiger, Hidden Dragon was the last movie I seen in theaters where they had the lip syncing. Nobody knew it was supposed to be lip syncing until we
We're
got
all
in the
the same.
theaters.
Lair. Cons.
Did I just see a werebear?
Arsis. You want to know
I
who
did.
did this to you? Come with us.
Rapid military attacks on Moscow
All right,
continue.
Battle Los Angeles.
Army turned out to be useless against the
Sand
opposition
people.
forces. All attempts to stop it ended up with a complete shutdown of any machinery.
Hey, it's not Bane. Frutas, dude, from StarCraft. Black Hawk Down. We got a Black Hawk Down. Wicked, good. Those are the Frutas, dude. That's the Captain America scene, jumping out of the plane. Not Bane, just hit Stoner dude. Alright, so not Bane is the bad guy in this. That's a lot of showing of this big tower. I guess this is important. That's the scene where they had, okay, they just had Raichu. Okay, that's totally the not Bane. I mean, he just picked the dude up like he's gonna snap his back like he's Batman.
For half a century. There's no coming back. For all of us.
Our experimental laboratory designed special gear to increase your performance.
Where's mine?
Rise from your grave. That's totally the werebear from Altered Beasts, man. Winter 2017. A Russian movie being made or released in the winter. What? Okay. That was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna argue that. That was actually a pretty good video. What I see, yeah, I couldn't remember who Winter Soldier was fighting in the desert with those two curved scimitars. Yeah, so he's a cross between Drizzt Stewart and Winter Soldier. But they, what happened? Yeah, he's fighting the Mr. Smith agents. Just shook my camera a little bit. Sorry, guys. What do you call it? Yeah, all the agents are out there. Mr. Anderson, you look like the Winter Soldier. Ah! Somehow cutting a car in half. How'd you run forward and cut a car in half with a sword like that? I mean, give it time to, you know. Anyway, they had the werebear from Altered Beast. I actually want to say that was him, but the thing is, I know that it wasn't. I know that it absolutely wasn't. I didn't see him in the other trailer. And this is the third trailer, so I don't know what they showed in the second. I think I seen the first trailer, is what I saw. They didn't have the cool music, or at least I don't remember the cool music. I actually thought it was a joke the first time I saw that original trailer. I might have watched it 2 or 3 times just to try and see. I actually thought it was a joke that they were making, but this is actually some serious production value. And that actually gets me thinking, because like the Eastern European movies, I don't know if anybody's ever seen Let the Right One In. that is, I mean, that goes down with The Lost Boys as like some of the best vampire movies ever. That was, you know what I'm saying? Like, they, Let Me In was the American version. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't equal to Let the Right One In. And when you seen Let the Right One In, and then you go back and you look at Let Me In, it paled in comparison. You know, like the very uneven playing grounds. Excuse me. But it's a thing like Let the Right One In, and movies like that from over there. Brotherhood of the Wolf is a good one. Oh man. You know, like that was French particularly, but any of those Eastern European movies, we're not really looking at it for the special effects and all that stuff. Hey, if they can pull this off and this looks like something better than a, you know, sci-fi made-for-TV movie, then, you know, this might work. It might actually work. But I'm going to probably go back and watch this one or two more times. It looked like it'll be interesting. But yeah, they had the Sand People in there from Star Wars. I hope that freaking big long tower antenna thing, actually, it looked like the mast on a pirate ship or something like that. And this does kind of remind me of Assassin's Creed a little bit, eh? But I hope that actually has something to do with the frickin' movie, because they showed it a lot in this trailer. And they showed the Protoss, and I can't remember what those things are called. Not the Zealots. You remember with StarCraft? You got the Zealots. They come in and my life for iron. And that's what they do. And when they die, storyline purposes, you can build them into not arbiters. What the hell were those things called? They had the 4 legs, and they go back and they shoot the little beams out of them. They can hit air and ground. Anyway, whatever they're called, I'll remember it afterwards and probably put it in the YouTube video. That's what they look like, though. They had some scenes from Battle Los Angeles, it looked like. What do you call it? Maybe I'm just thinking that because I was talking about that on Facebook today a little bit. But this is actually a real Russian super team, according to Marvel Comics. Man, I'm on the spot right now, so I can't think of what they're actually called. Not Freedom Force. That was an X-Men thing. I don't want to boggle down time with it, but they're Russian version of Avengers. And it's funny, these guys are billed as the Russian version of the Avengers. Marvel already has the Russian version of the Avengers. Ursa Major, I think, is the name of the bear. He's a human being who can shapeshift into a bear. And he's stronger than a bear would be. I guess he'd be like Spider-Man strength, maybe. Almost. But didn't have a Gatling gun. That's just a little something extra. It's Altered Beasts meets Terminator. Judgment Day, Part 2. But, yeah, they also had a guy with a shield, and they had one guy on here who can manipulate rock, so earth, rock, whatever, so much to the point that he can actually make a shell around himself. That looked cool. Let's see what they can do with this. And they had the one guy who apparently he can slow down time. They didn't really show it in this one, but I remember it from the I'm actually just now recalling it from the first trailer that I'd seen. I think it was the first one, where his eyes kind of go white, and then he's able to like speed up time in his mind, or the rest of the world just seems so much slower. He's just thinking and moving a lot faster. So not quite Flash speed. There's no Speed Force there, but some kind of time manipulation, even if it's just it's got to be more than perceptual. And you got this girl who can camouflage, aka turn invisible, like the Invisible Girl. And there are 4 of them. There's the Beast guy. I don't know if I want to see this in subtitles or with the really goofy, over-the-top English overdub that they've got. I don't know. I know that when I mentioned it before, the heck's it called? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I saw it opening week at least, and not too many people were talking about it. So I went in to see it, and all the trailers and whatnot, they made it so perfectly that you didn't realize that there was no English. You didn't realize that they weren't going to speak English. And it's actually good that they did that, because I probably wouldn't have gone to see it if I had known there were going to be subtitles and all that stuff, because I grew up with, Kung Fu Theater, Black Belt Theater and all that stuff on the USA Network. I think that was on Sunday mornings, right? There weren't too many cartoons, but there was Black Belt Theater, darn it. It was around like 12 or 1 o'clock, something like that. So, I'm used to hearing the crappy overdubs. And I saw Crouching Tiger, and it was like, what the frig? I think I'm in the wrong theater, man. Like, they're not talking, they're talking in Chinese. What's up with that? But it was actually really good, clearly. It was a really good movie, and I was cool with it. But all the other trailers from that point on, from different movies trying to do the same thing, they slipped it through with Crouching Tiger, and that was a good film. You're not going to slip that through. I would like it if they didn't try and hide stuff like that in trailers. I don't like being surprised like that when I go in to see a movie. I remember the Beowulf cartoon. It was the Beowulf movie. Angelina Jolie was in it. Russell Crowe, I think, was playing Beowulf. Angelina was Beowulf's mother. Grendel's mother. I don't remember who played Grendel, if anybody. But the way that they showed it in the commercials on TV, I thought that it was going to be an actual live action movie. I didn't realize it was going to be this original Lord of the Rings film, the original one, not the one that got so widely popular. There's actually an animation, and it was basically the same thing, just without as great as new of technology. But I remember I went in with one of my friends to see the movie, and 5 minutes into it, we're just like, okay, that's cool. They're showing all this animation stuff right now, but where's the actual movie? And the whole thing was animated, and we were actually really disappointed with the movie. I imagine a bunch of people were. We were disappointed with it because we didn't know it was going to be a cartoon. And if they would have said that it was going to be animated, then it would have been an animation. But since they didn't, tell us, and they tried to sneak that in, all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's not an animation, it's a freaking cartoon, because they basically lied, a lie through omission is still lying. So I know that I was really disappointed with that. A few things like that I was disappointed with. And come on, you know the feeling, Water tastes good, right? Water tastes good. Heck, Sprite tastes good. Water and Sprite both taste good, depending on what you want. And if you like Sprite more than you like water, then let's do that. You ask somebody, hey, can I get a drink of this? Or somebody hands you something and it's white, and you're thinking it's water, and you go and you take a drink of it, and it's actually Sprite. You didn't see the bubbles, whatever, is bright. You just came in from a bright room or whatever. Somehow you didn't see or hear or feel the bubbles, and you take the drink, and it's like, oh, it's Sprite. I thought it was water. Sprite's good. You have no problem with Sprite. But if you're expecting something else, it's like, hey, what's this? What's going on? What are you pushing on me? So, I'm glad that they didn't try to lie and say that it was, an English movie. You can clearly see, by this trailer at least, that it's not an English movie. That either we'll see subtitles with the original Russian, which I would be okay with, but I think that they're going to do it this way, and it might actually be a really good thing, because if this is supposed to be a heavy action movie with all these great special effects, you don't want your eyes on the bottom of the screen looking at it. I always have to remember that the camera's here on the side of my phone. I keep on looking at myself right there. Hi me, and it looks like I'm looking someplace over here. But anyway, people, I'm glad that they're not lying to us and showing otherwise. If this is supposed to be really special effects laden, like it looks like it is, I'm hoping they're not showing us all of the great scenes. I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious, pretty cut and dry exactly what happens in this movie from beginning to end. It's just the question of the nuances in between, you know? What are they going to do here? What are they going to do there? How are they going to get to these points? It looks like it's going to be a pretty laid out movie, which is the thing that actually makes me scared. Because, as I was saying in the beginning with, like, Let the Right One In and Brotherhood of the Wolf, Eastern Europe is good for giving us great stories, right? They've never been particularly great with the special effects and things like that. And hey, this one looks good, but if they're going to give us good special effects, and I hope that they're not just totally relying on that, because with the English overdub, we can get special effects like this any place, man. I mean, am I right or am I wrong? You know, I could turn on a freaking made-for-TV movie or one of those straight-to-DVD releases and get, you know, some of these movies, some of those fake rip-off movies, like, you know, Transformers, Michael Bay's Transformers is on, you know, coming to the big screen, and all of a sudden on TV or on DVD, usually on DVD, you'll see for only $5, Transmorphers, and, you know, a kid ain't going to be fooled by that, but some parent might look at that and say, oh, it's already on DVD. I thought it was still in the theaters. I'll buy this for my son. He'll be so happy. And no, Mom, no. What are you thinking about? All right? I can't tell you how many times my mom's been tricked by that, and I think it's a pattern. But I'm positive that's what they're purposely trying to do, right? They had so many different movies like that. What do they call it? Hammer of the Gods? When Thor came out, I think they called it Hammer of the Gods, which is actually a really good Led Zeppelin biography. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah, it looks like they're not trying to lie to us, right, with this stuff, but I'm hoping that they're not going to be so focused on the special effects. I hope that they've got some kind of a surprise for us with the story, because that's what I come to expect from those Eastern European films, you know? I want to see a great story that's going to, you know, wow, shock and amaze. Otherwise, this is going to be one of those movies that's not in theaters for very long, and it's going to go really cheap in the DVD section, and we'll see it on Sci-Fi in about, you know, 2 months after, 4 months maximum after it's released, right? So, yeah. I don't have particularly high hopes for this, but make no mistake, I mean, come on, I'm going to see this. I'm going to the theater, I'm going to watch this. I just hope that it is in the English, so I can actually pay attention to the special effects. Alright guys, take it easy. Bye.